Namaste. It's Jackie. Hi, we're going to do a little yoga practice together. So today, take time for yourself. Take a moment to set your mat up. If you have one, you can lie it out on the floor. If you don't have one, you just need enough space to be able to lie down on your back and stretch your arms over your head. I encourage you to turn off your devices and give yourself a little bit of time for your practice today. So we'll be together for about the next 30, 40 minutes. And today we're going to start sitting. I have a couple of folded blankets here to sit on. You could sit on a yoga block. It's helpful to prop the hips up a little bit for sitting so that you can keep a nice long spine, not straining and it's not uncomfortable for your back. So you could cross your legs any way you like. Sometimes I'll use little props under my knees. So see what that feels like for you. If you don't feel comfortable crossing your legs, you could even sit just with your knees bent and try to lift your chest. So get yourself situated. Start to move your body around. So as you let your body sway and settle into this seated position, also let your head turn and you can let your eyes scan the space that you're in. Give yourself a chance to settle, to get situated, to get oriented into the space where you are right now. And then coming to the center, you can do some little shoulder movements. Let your shoulder blades go up and down. Let your shoulders roll backwards. You can move your elbows, maybe make little circles like you're jumping rope. You can move your wrists, little floppy wrist circles going both directions. And then finding a comfortable place to let your hands rest on your lap, palms up or palms down. The next time you inhale, feel how the in-breath helps you to lengthen your spine. Just sit up a little taller. Exhale with a sigh and let your shoulders just soften down. Do that one more time. Inhale, lengthen, lift the chest. Exhale, sigh, and this time let your eyes soften or close. Just a few rounds of breath, free breath. Starting to let the breath move in and out through the nose, inviting a slightly deeper inhale and a slightly longer exhale. Letting go of any tension or holding in the shoulders. Maybe you could soften your mouth or your tongue. And just turning away from the concerns and to-dos of your day, giving yourself this little bit of time for a little self-care. And then let your eyes open. We're going to start to move with our breath. So please inhale, let your arms float up. Maybe let's go about 45 degrees. Let's lift the arms up. Feel the sides of the body lengthen. And on your exhale, let your arms soften down. And let your breath move as slowly as you're comfortable. So moving with your own breath, inhale up. Maybe you can see your fingers in your peripheral vision as you reach up. Exhale down. Do that again. Inhale up, and on this exhale, just bend your elbows like cactus arms and slide your shoulders down your back, shoulder blades. And then inhale, lift your chest, lift your eyes. Exhale. Inhale here. This time when you exhale, see if you can find a little engagement in your abdomen. Firm your belly. Now this time inhale up, and on the exhale, we're going to let the right arm come over to the right hand come over to the floor and the left arm go over our head. Inhale here, lengthen more, maybe look up at the ceiling, and on your exhale, bend that elbow again. Just feel that shoulder blade tuck onto your back and look down at the floor. And then inhale, reach your arm again. Look up. Exhale, bend your elbow, look down at the floor, and moving with your breath, firm your belly here. Inhale. Exhale. Now this inhale, just sit up. Pause for a moment. See if you can notice any difference between the left and the right side here. And then inhale your arms up. And we're going to go over to the left side. So left hand's going to touch the floor, right arm's going to go over your head. This is the exhale. And on the inhale, lengthen, maybe look up. Exhale, elbow back and down, look down. Inhale here. Big breath. Exhale, firm your belly, look down. One more time. Inhale. Just explore. What do you feel in this shoulder? Exhale. Inhale up to the center. Pause. Notice the two sides. Maybe you feel some different sensations on the right side now. Maybe you feel just a little more balanced between the two sides. And then go ahead and let your legs stretch out for a moment. You can bend and straighten, get some movement in your ankles and knees. And we're going to come to all fours for the next part. So when you come to your hands and knees, if it's helpful for you, you might take a blanket or a towel or an extra yoga mat and pad your knees. Always taking care of your body, getting what you need. All right, let's begin in the tabletop position. We're going to let the hands come right under the shoulders and the hips right under the knees. Hips over the knees. Inhale, lift your chest and eyes. Firm your belly so you start to feel the back round, and then fold back to child's pose, letting your elbows touch and your head bow. And then inhale up to all fours. Little lift of the chest here. Belly in, back starts to round as you exhale back. Inhale up. Once more. Exhale, rounding back. Letting your inhale bring you up. So you just want to get a sense of your breath and your movement coming together. So come up to stand on your knees for the next part. Make sure your knees are comfortable here. And please inhale your arms a little bit like what we did when we were seated, out to the side and up. Maybe you lift your arms a little higher here. And on the exhale, we're going to sweep the hands down behind the back, and we're going to bow down like our child's pose. So firm your belly. Maybe you go down just a little bit. Maybe you come all the way down and touch your forehead to the floor. And then lift your chest, sweep your arms out to the side, rise back up. And again, exhale. Hands sweep down, bow down any amount. Let the inhale lift you back up. One more time, exhale. And sweeping back up on your in-breath. Exhale your hands down. Take a moment to move your shoulders here. And we're going to come back to hands and knees. And we're going to take the right leg back behind. You can let the toes touch the floor and push the heel back so you feel a little lengthening in the back of that leg. And notice how this levels out your hips. You want to try to keep the hips pretty level. And on your in-breath, lift your right foot, lift your chest. And on the exhale, touch your toes back down, firm your belly. Do that again. Inhale, lift your foot. Exhale. And we're going to do just a sort of a variation of that with the bent knee. So inhale, lift your foot. And exhale, bend your right knee. Inhale here, lift your chest and lift your heel up a little higher. And on the exhale, lower your knee down so it's even with the other knee, but maybe it hovers over the floor. Belly draws in here, the back rounds a little. And then lift your bent knee back up. Do that again. Exhale, firm your belly, rounding. So your knee's going to hover right next to the other knee, and slowly inhale up, lifting the heel up. Exhale. And one more time. Inhale. This time, exhale, lower that knee down and round your back as you fold back to child's pose. Glide back up on your inhale to tabletop. See if you just notice any difference in the right and the left hip. Belly in as you round back here. And as you rise up on this inhale, you can go ahead and take your left leg back. It may feel nice to move that ankle a little bit. And then put your left toes down. Push back into the heel so that you feel some lengthening along the back of that leg. And then please inhale, lift your chest and your left leg. Exhale, touch your toes down, firm your belly, eyes down. This is a pretty small movement. So how slowly can you lengthen and lift that leg? Little lift of the chest. And then slowly pulling your belly in as you touch the toes down. So take the whole breath to do the movement. One more time. Inhale, lift the leg. And on this exhale, we're going to bend the knee. Firm your belly. Inhale, lift your chest and that foot just a wee bit higher. And then exhale, lower the knee down so it hovers next to your other knee. Belly draws in here. Inhale, lift the leg, lift the chest. Exhale, both arms nice and steady, firm foundation for your chest. Inhale, lift your foot, lift your chest. And this time, exhale, touch your knee down and fold back to child's pose. May feel nice to get off your wrists. Inhale, back up. Exhale, come back and rest in child's pose for a moment. So try to support your head. You could use your hands. You could place a yoga block under your forehead. This is a great tool. You can widen your knees and rock a little bit. See what feels nice for you. And then please push up and carefully come to lie on your stomach. You can move the blanket if it's not needed. For some people, the hip bones are a little tender when you lie on the stomach, so feel free to pad your hip bones if it's better for you. And then you can rest your hands underneath your forehead. Bend the knees like we did on the hands and knees, and let your feet just sway side to side, a little massage for the front of your legs, and noticing how that feels in your hips and your back. Notice even how it feels to breathe when you're lying on your stomach. Lower your feet to the floor. And we're going to do a little Cobra. So in this pose, we're going to bring the hands down alongside the body. Spread your fingers wide. And probably what I'm going to suggest is that you slide them down a little closer to your waist. So they're not up here under your shoulders, but pretty close down by your ribs. Tuck your chin, maybe your forehead even touches the floor. And inhale, hug your elbows close to your sides and let your chest and then your head lift. And just keep your eyes down on the mat. Hug your elbows close. Exhale down, firm your belly here. Now pay a little attention to your low back so it doesn't strain your back. And inhale up again. Exhale down. You might like turning your head to one side as you lower. And inhale, hugging your elbows close to your sides. So use your back muscles. You might even pick up your hands for just a second. Exhale down, turn your head to the other side. So we're not really pushing with the hands, just hugging the elbows close so the shoulders draw away from the ears. And exhale down. Take one breath on the floor. And then we're going to do a sequence where we try to hold for a breath or two. So hands, fingers spread wide. Inhale, lift your chest. And while you hold on the exhale, see if you can stay up here and just pick your hands a tiny bit up off the floor. And then inhale, put your hands down, lift your chest a little more, and then exhale all the way down. If that strains your back, lift less. So again, inhale, lift. Exhale, hold, maybe pick up your hands. Inhale, lift a little more, and then exhale down. We're going to do that one more time. We're going to see about staying 2 breaths. So inhale, lift. And if it's comfortable for you, exhale, hold, pick up your hands. Inhale, lift a little more. Exhale, belly firm. Inhale, lift. And then exhale down. And you can bring your hands back to support your forehead. And you're welcome to bend your knees again. Notice your breath. Notice your back. And then please push up onto your elbows. You can even cross your arms here and wrap your fingers around the outside of your elbows. So you want to stack up these upper arm bones under your shoulders. And then bring your arms forward forearms forward so that your hands are parallel if that's comfortable. And spread your fingers nice and wide. This is Sphinx Pose. So be aware of your hands and the tops of your feet here. And on your in-breath, push your hands into the floor, push the tops of the feet into the floor, and feel your chest lengthen, your spine lift. And on your exhale, stay right there, just pull your belly in. So I'm not dropping my head, maybe just softening the shoulders down a little bit. Do that again. Inhale, pushing into the floor, so your kneecaps might lift up. Hold, exhale, firm your belly. One more inhale. This is the Sphinx Pose. Exhale, coming all the way back down. Slide your hands under your shoulders and now push back to Child's Pose. If it's helpful for you to pad your knees, go ahead and slide that padding back up under your knees and come back here and rock a little bit. I'm going to round the back after that pose. Notice your breath. Even though it seems like a small movement, you're lifting quite a lot of the weight of your body with your back muscles, your abdominal muscles. So may have raised your heart rate a little bit. So please come up to hands and knees, and we're going to push up to the downward facing dog position. So go ahead and tuck your toes under, push up. This may feel nice to stretch out the back of the body with this pedaling of the legs, maybe moving your head side to side. Try bending both knees and maybe pushing down with your hands so that the spine lengthens a little more. And then carefully walk in your hands and feet and come to standing. And once you're standing on your feet, you can do some little shoulder rolls. It may feel nice to give them a little shake, a little kick. And then stand in mountain pose. So you're lining up your joints here, just like we were having our hips over the knees on the floor. Stand nice and tall and notice your breath. You might even close your eyes for just a moment, get a sense of how it feels to stand on your feet. And then please open your eyes. We're going to step the feet into a wide stance here. So I'm facing the long edge of my mat. I'm going to step my feet out pretty wide. I'm going to say the distance of one of my legs. You can have your feet forward. You can even turn the toes in slightly. And we're going to do a little side bend. So on the inhale, please lift your arms up to the height of your shoulders. Exhale, lean to the left. Let your right elbow bend and tuck it behind your back. And then inhale back to the center. Do that again. Exhale over to the left. Firm your belly as you go over. Inhale back up. You may notice that when we go sideways, it's not a very big movement. So exhale over. You don't have to lean forward. Stay here this time and inhale the hand behind your back up to the sky or wherever your shoulder will go. Look up. Bring your hand behind your back. Look down at your left foot. Inhale up. Lift your arm. Exhale down, belly in. We're going to hold the arm up this time. So if you've got a shoulder injury, your arm might be here. That's fine. Go where you can. Inhale here. Hold on the exhale. On your inhale, push down into your right foot. Open more. Hold on your exhale. One more inhale. And when you're ready to exhale, bring that arm down. Bring your chest back up. Might wiggle and jiggle a little bit. I'm going to go over to the other side now. Feel free to adjust the position of your feet if they feel a little too wide or you want just a little more lengthening on the left side. You can step the feet wider. Inhale, arms shoulder height. Firm your belly as you exhale over. So for this one, just look forward and you can bend that left elbow, tuck it behind your back. When you're ready to inhale, come back up. Remember to move with your own breath. Belly in as you exhale over. Inhale, center and lift. Let's exhale over. We're going to stay. So go over where you can stay and inhale the left arm from behind your back up to the sky. Look up. Bend your elbow, tuck it behind your back. Look down. Inhale, reach up. Maybe you look up. Then firm your belly as you bring it down, look down. And then we're going to lift it and hold it. And remember, wherever your shoulder is comfortable, lift your arm. Stay on the exhale, firm your belly. And on your inhale, lengthen more. You could push down through the left heel. Hold, exhale. Another opening in-breath. Exhale, bring your arm down and inhale up to the center. Let things wiggle, jiggle a little bit. We're going to do one more thing with the legs wide here. So we're going to visit for a few breaths the warrior two position. So in this pose, the right foot is going to turn out so the toes face the short edge of the mat, and the knee is going to bend. So when you bend your knee, just make sure it's pretty much over your heel. You should be able to see your big toe over there. On the exhale, as you extend that leg, touch your belly. Get that feeling of drawing in the belly. And then inhale as we come into the pose. Let your inhale here. Arms are going to float up, knees going to bend. You might look right. As you exhale, you can extend the leg. Bring your hands back to your belly. Find that abdominal engagement. Do that again. Inhale. You feel your shoulders rising up out of your hips. Exhale. No rushing. We're going to hold for one breath this time on this side. So inhale. Stay. Exhale. Soften your shoulders. Where can you lengthen on the inhale? It might be your arms, maybe a little lift of the chest. And then exhale. Come out of the pose. So bend your, lower your arms and let that leg straighten. Turn your feet forward. And we're going to go over to the other side. So go ahead and turn your left foot out. Take a test bend. Want to make sure that the distance between your legs feels steady. Maybe you can see your big toe over there. On your exhale, as you extend the leg, you can touch your belly. So here we go. Inhale, bend the knee, lift your arms. Think about lengthening your arms, your spine, even your neck. Exhale, extend the leg, touch your belly. If it's comfortable for your neck, you might look over towards your left fingertips as you come into the pose. Exhale here. Inhale. Exhale. We're going to stay one breath this time. So inhale. Hold on the exhale. Lengthen more on your inhale. Exhale, lower your arms, straighten your leg, and then turn both feet forward. We're going to bow down and come into a wide leg downward dog. So kind of check that your heels look like they're in the same line. You can line them up on the back edge of your mat if you like. Bend your knees. Start to bow down. Maybe you start to pedal your legs a little bit. You can bring your fingertips to the floor, maybe using a yoga block here under your chest so that you can pedal out your legs a little bit. You can walk your hands forward, keeping the feet, the heels grounded down. Pedal out your legs. Maybe turning your head side to side, letting out a sigh, or any other silly sounds. Here's an interesting kind of resting version of this pose, and it rather depends on how far down you can go. You can take your yoga block and just put it onto your forehead. And this just allows my neck and shoulders to have a little break. Now, depending on your body, you could go, a little bit lower. If that doesn't work for you, it's okay. And then please carefully walk your hands back up underneath your shoulders. We're not going to stand up here. We're going to carefully come down to the floor. So use your hands for support, make your way down, and we're going to lie down on our back. So just making that transition as gracefully as you can, coming onto your back here. So even up your shoulders, even up your hips, get settled. And then pick your feet up off the floor one at a time and massage your back a bit. Sway, circling your ankles, maybe circling your wrists. Any sense of comfortable movement on your low back. So we want to massage the back. You might circle the knees or just a little rocking. And then please lower your feet to the floor one at a time. We're going to do some movements in the bridge pose. We're going to start with an arm movement. If you have a yoga block, and it's fine if you don't, but if you have like a rolled up firm towel or yoga block, you can place it in between your legs and it'll help you to keep the joints lined up and firm your leg muscles. So thinking about that foundation, your belly draws in here a little bit. Inhale both arms up over your head to the floor behind you. And exhale your arms down, belly in. So in this position, you can kind of push your lower ribs to the floor. Inhale as you exhale, and that may help you to find that abdominal engagement. Exhale down. Now this time, keep your hands on the floor down by your hips. And on the inhale, we're going to lift the hips up. So look up toward the ceiling. Don't turn your head side to side while you're lifting. And exhale down, firming the belly. If you have something between your legs, you can give it a gentle hug. Inhale, lift. Exhale down. And then inhale, lift your hips and your right arm over your head. Right arm. Keep your right arm over your head and exhale your hips back down. Lift your hips back up. Inhale. Do that again. Exhale, lower your hips as your right arm stays over your head. See if you just notice the right side getting a little longer. Inhale, lift your hips, and on the exhale, lower your arm this time and your hips together. And as you're ready to inhale, lift your hips and your left arm over your head. And keep your left arm up, exhale your hips back down, firm your belly. Inhale, lift back up. Maybe you lengthen that left arm a little bit. And do that again, exhale down. Inhale, lift your hips, and as you exhale this time, let the arm come down too, so everything's down on the floor. Pause for one breath, noticing the two sides. And we're going to try that with both arms. So as you're ready on the inhale, and if this isn't comfortable for your shoulders, it's fine to keep your arms down by your sides. But if it works for you, inhale, lift your hips and your arms, both arms. And now keep your arms up over your head and exhale your hips back down. Firm the belly. As you inhale, lift your hips, lengthen your arms. You could even push the backs of your hands into the floor a little bit. Exhale, hips lower, belly draws in. Once more, inhale, lift, and this time, if you want to stay, you can just stay up here for a moment. And that may be staying with your arms up over your head. It may be staying up with your hips and bringing your arms down. Maybe you've already come down, that's fine. If you haven't already come down, let your next exhale bring you down. Arms too. And then take the block away and give yourself another hug. You can rock a little bit here again. Ankle circles. Maybe lifting the chest. Some people like that after the that bridge pose. Sometimes it feels nice to lengthen the back like that. And then lower your feet to the floor one at a time. Let your legs rest comfortably with the knees bent. You may like having your feet a little bit wider than your hips. You may like having your knees touching. For many people, that's really comfortable. And then you can rest your arms. Maybe your hands are on your belly. Maybe your hands are by your sides. Let go of the effort to control your breath now. And soften your eyes, or even close the eyes and begin to let your body settle. So now we're going to shift toward our final pose, which is the resting pose, Shavasana, which is really one of the most important poses we do in yoga. So don't skip this part of your practice. It's really the time when your brain gets to integrate all the information from the movements. Take a moment to settle. If you feel comfortable stretching your legs out flat, you can do that. If you prefer to keep your knees bent or use your pillow, blanket, bolster under your knees so you have a little bend in your knees, you can rest comfortably. It may feel nice to add some, put a blanket on top of you or put a little support under your neck, whatever you can do to get yourself a little more comfortable so that you can stay here for a little bit. The next time you inhale, take a little deeper breath and let out a good sigh, allowing your body to soften a little more. As we begin to settle, I'll say this little closing prayer. May you be safe. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you live with ease. May we all be safe. May we all be happy. May we all be healthy. May we live with ease. May we live in peace. So I strongly encourage you to let yourself have the next 5 minutes, even 10 minutes, to continue to rest. Give yourself that time. If you feel challenged to lie still, if that's a little challenging for you, try counting 12 breaths before you get up. I look forward to seeing you the next time. Namaste.